Rancho Bernardo, all the way down to Mercy Road. Our westbound 94 got hit with earlier crashes. Lemon Grove and Euclid Avenue gone now, but still slow into downtown. Traffic brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers. For KPBS, I'm Tori Peck.
From NPR News in Washington, I'm Lakshmi Singh. Hurricane Joaquin is barreling toward the eastern seaboard. It's currently inflicting heavy rain and top winds of 125 miles per hour on the central Bahamas. Joaquin, which is already Category 3, is expected to get even stronger as it moves closer to the eastern U.S. Communities up and down the coast are being told to prepare for severe floods. They're already feeling it in the Carolinas. Streets were flooded in Spartanburg County, South Carolina. Local authorities report at least one death. Recreational marijuana is now on the market in Oregon. Here's Chris Lehman of the Northwest News Network.
For the past 3 months, adults could grow or use marijuana in Oregon, but until now there was no place to legally buy it unless you had a medical marijuana card. That's changing, with more than 230 medical marijuana dispensaries being given the go-ahead by Oregon lawmakers to sell pot to the general public.
The Afghan military says it's again in control of Kunduz, but that has yet to be verified. Here's NPR's Philip Reeves.
Officials and senior army officers are saying their troops are now in control of the city after fighting their way back in overnight. They set out, they say, from the outlying airport and were supported by U.S. airstrikes and NATO Special Forces advisors. The Taliban's denying that they've lost Kunduz and say their fighters are still in the city and engaging with government forces, and residents report the sound of gunfire.
This is NPR.
This is Tom Fudge with these KPBS News headlines. Balboa Park in San Diego has been named by the American Planning Association as one of the nation's 6 great public spaces in conjunction with the National Community Planning Month. The APA cited the park's variety of uses, with a zoo, museums, and performance areas. Other locations on APA's Great Places list include the renovated Santa Fe Rail Yard in Santa Fe, New Mexico. The average price of a gallon of self-serve regular gasoline in San Diego County dropped today to its lowest amount since late February, decreasing about 1 penny to $3.02 per gallon. The average price has dropped for 48 consecutive days. Coming up on Morning Edition, the future of California's goal to reduce carbon levels in gasoline may be affected by a debate that split the oil industry. U.S. oil producers want to export oil, which is now banned by Congress, in hopes of earning more money as oil prices have dropped and cars are using a lot less fuel. Fronteras reporter Lauren Madelon has that story at 8:45. Taking a look at the weather forecast today, we can expect highs in the 80s and a cooling trend bringing us into the weekend. This is KPBS.
You're listening to Morning Edition on KPBS FM 89.5 San Diego and KQVO FM 97.7 Calexico, where news matters.
Support for NPR comes from NPR member stations and from Third Man Records, presenting Dodge and Burn, the new album from the Dead Weather, featuring Allison Mosshart, Jack White, Dean Fertitta, and Jack Lawrence. Available now. More information at thedeadweather.com. From CFP, on behalf of certified financial planner professionals, committed to the highest standard in personal financial advice to help plan for major life events and reaching financial goals at letsmakeaplan.org. And from Vonage, working to transform communications for business with cloud-based solutions, infrastructure that grows as a company grows, and seamless mobility across devices. Learn more at Vonage.com. Vonage, the business of better.
It's Morning Edition from NPR News. Good morning. I'm Steve Inskeep.
And I'm Renee Montaigne. There is a federal inspection station on Interstate 10 near the Mexican border in West Texas that has earned itself the nickname Checkpoint of the Stars because of all the entertainers who've been busted there. In the past 6 years, Willie Nelson, Snoop Dogg, Nelly, and Fiona Apple have all been arrested for marijuana possession. As NPR's John Burnett reports, local law enforcement is now balking at the cost of handling all these busts.
The Sierra Blanca Border Patrol checkpoint was the bane of pot smokers driving from Los Angeles to Texas. Green-suited federal agents and their uncanny drug dogs would make 20 to 30 busts a day. 2 years ago, Austin writer and filmmaker Al Reinert was on that highway.
I had 2 little buds wrapped up in my dop kit and my suitcase in the trunk of the car. I mean, the Border Patrol guys never would have